What's up, Internet? It is not raining tonight, which is nice. And I am back from another day of work that I am comically ill-suited for, but it was slightly less awful this time, so at the very least I have a little bit more energy to work with. It's not raining, which means we might be able to find some gyroids. Might go to the other town. I don't know. We've got, I figure about 25, 27, something like that, minutes before midnight. And I think I'd like to finish this off before midnight just because then I don't have to qualify this as another sort of day crossing episode, which I don't really want to do. I think that's kind of a crutch for situations beyond our control. Free Cuckooland! Hell yeah, free Cuckooland. We're gonna have to go looking for that. I'm not sure we'll have to spend too much time in the next town over, but Cuckooland, hell yes. Because Cuckooland is the best. Except, not the best, but still, it's one of the better NES games you can find in this game. I think so, anyway. But first, we have to wait for a train to be summoned by our monkey friend that will allow us to go forth unto our neighbors to bring them a day of happiness and stuff. Alright. Those crickets will not stop chirping. They are just having an absolute ball out there. I don't think it's going anymore, but a few seconds ago it was like the worst thunderstorm ever. I'm kind of surprised it just sort of stopped. It was raining so heavily a second ago. Guess it just means that it'll be easier to record stuff, which is always nice. She's the #1 of all the face-painted cats. I know what I must do for this. You have no face, Blanca. Okay, we need... I think we need that color. Yeah, that's sort of like what I need. Except the opposite. Oh well. We can make this work. The fill tool. Red, 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 red. We're gonna make the weirdest looking piece of Chex cereal ever. Oh man, I could go for some Chex, or honey Chex. Honey Chex is awesome. Alright. So, I'm gonna pretend I understand how to make a pound sign. Alright, that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good at all. Let's change that up. Sort of like a reverse pound sign, I guess. Because a pound sign would have one large one in the middle. And then it would have something like this. Something like this. Go like this. That, I think. Like this. And what we really need to do is basically just color this in. Now it looks like a really, really crappy Spider-Man logo. Controls, they're not controlling well. That's the excuse. There. Now her face is the number sign, and her shirt is the 1. Number 1. Or something. Alright, let's go sell some stuff to Nooks. I'm not sure what else we'll do tonight. I definitely want to get that Cuckooland, though. I'm also noticing a severe lack of rain here, which implies that there might be gyroids in our future. That's always fun. And I'm not sure how well you can tell, but the colors of the leaves have all started changing. They've got a few more, like, tinges of brown to them. Sort of a yellowy brown. Now, part of that's definitely the lighting, but another's just the fact that it's... Nooks is closed. What? They must have had, like, a special sale. Well, this limits what we can do. I guess we'll walk around looking for gyroids, and then after that go hunt for Cuckooland. It's gonna be a day of treasure hunting. I can work with that. I like treasure hunting. Get rid of that. Looks like our favorite villagers are still here. All 1 of them. I hear the crickets, and I saw a grasshopper. Maybe Velma needs something while we're here. You need a thing, Velma. I can go ask Cube about comic books, sure. Cube kind of strikes me as the kind of person where if you ever used the term comic book, he'd get mad at you and just say, it's a graphic novel. It's totally different. I don't know. I mean, I have graphic novels, I have comic books, but I don't see much of an actual difference to them. I think that's just sort of a posturing to make it sound a little bit more, I don't know, official or something. More respectable? I don't know. So Quetzal buried something in the bee acres. That's worth noting as well. I wonder if that's a copy of Cuckooland too. Are we going to get so many copies of Cuckooland in one day? That'd be kind of interesting. Yeah, there's our boy Quetzal. Not seeing any digging spots for gyroids, so... Might have already dug them up the other day. I genuinely can't remember if it rained the other day or not. Got a memory like a sieve. Maybe we'll find a giant fish at the... Or we'll just find a bunch of dragonflies. That's okay too. Dragonflies are neat. I think there might be bees in that tree, given... That fish isn't quite as big as I thought it would be. I think there are bees in that tree, given Spike's intense staring at it. That's always a sign of something. Some more fossils. That is, I believe, a pine cricket. Slightly more of a yellowy brown than a black. As opposed to the, like, bell cricket, and I think even the regular crickets. Comic book. Cookie, of course. And I just walked by her, too. Well, this is just like how Animal Crossing typically is. So I can't complain too much, I guess. Nothing special, but tomorrow, of course, we get Crazy Red, which is nice. That means we get some crazy deals, and we might find something really cool, like one of the 2 paintings we're still missing. That'd be nice. I'd like to finish up our painting collection, which we'll finish up the museum. And then we get a prize for that. That'd be pretty cool. I've covered most of the acres, and I'm not seeing any gyroids. So I'm inclined to think we probably already dug them up and I just forgot. Oh well. We still have the ones in our other town and Cuckooland. So we can't do much with Nooks here, I'm pretty sure. Hold up. That wasn't where I wanted to dig. I wanted to dig here. Maybe here. Maybe here. Oh, I guess I didn't find anything. I thought I saw a digging spot, but turns out it was just a not digging spot. The fact that Nook's is closed today kind of limits our options, but at least we can go treasure hunting some more. That doesn't hurt my feelings any. Definitely excited about Cuckooland. That'll be fun. Okay, Cookie. There she is. She hasn't moved at all. Cookie. I have a comic book. Please tell me you didn't hand it off to someone else, like I'm sure you did. Hey, you didn't. Tremendous. Alright. Didn't realize okie dokie was one word. I'm also pretty sure it's not an actual word. But, alright then. Also, Quetzal allegedly buried something in the bee acres, but we haven't really seen much of that. Guess we could take a look for a few minutes. I did find your comic book. It's very comic booky. I don't think you can really tell people by the stationery they use, Velma. That seems like a weird thing to say. But whatever works for you. Okay, so we're definitely in the bee acres. So, are we seeing anything that looks like something Quetzal buried? That's the question of the day. And also, where will we find Cuckooland? Will we find it? Or did some theoretical villager dig it up before us? Seems unlikely, seeing as they can't actually do that, but, you know. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Doesn't really seem like there's any ever, like, spots to dig up here. And granted, that's probably by a factor of the fact that there's just so little area for there to be potentially places, but I'm almost inclined to think that nothing can be at least naturally buried on where the player characters live. Just given how rare it is to see anything there, and that I genuinely don't over the years think I've ever seen anything there. Sorry, Pierce. Looking for Quetzal's buried treasure, but I'm not seeing it because I don't think it's here. That's okay. We can still find Cuckooland. That sounds like a better quest anyway. Possibly I didn't dig it up already or anything. Maybe it was a pitfall and some villager accidentally walked in without us knowing. I suppose that's possible. Although it doesn't seem wildly likely. Okay, let's go look for Cuckooland. Nothing else we can play some Cuckooland. That's pretty fun. Let's go home. Hurry up, train. I need you to do train-related things slightly faster than you're doing. I still have to deal with rover-related things, and I don't really ever want to do that, but here we are, all the same. Goodbye, Porter. Alright, let's go home. We got some NES games to go hunt down. And also gyroids, probably. Because treasure hunting is fun. Still, I wonder what Quetzal buried. And also why we couldn't find it. Well, with my luck, it was a pitfall anyway. It's probably buried behind Peach's house or something. Hurry up, Rover, you're so slow. Yes, yes, Wild Whisker Twister. Pretty darn pitiful. Curl Tail. I know, strange cats. I just want to go home and not deal with you. Alright, we got NES games to go find. It's nice it's not raining low for once. Especially because, you know, cumulative rain does not equal cumulative gyroids. And ultimately, rain does kind of hamper what you can do a little bit. Although you can catch coelacanths, so there's that. Alright, so where is this located? The F acres, so right down there. Alright, let's... I don't have a ton of inventory space, but I think we'll make do. Kind of sad we couldn't work on our garden today, but Nook decided to have a sale. Not much we can do about that. Okay, down to the F acres. Let's not run over our flowers any. Since we're here, let's see if the town is still perfect. Yay! Okay, so it's got to be around this last row of areas. It's really easy to miss one on the right there, under the water. Yay, we got Cuckooland. I'm gonna play that later. Okay, let's see if we can find some gyroids since we're here. Here's a thing we can dig up. Please be gyroids. Oh, it's a fossil. That's kind of boring. Also does not benefit our lack of inventory space since it's not what we're looking for. Still. Keep running around seeing if we can find anything cool. Before we go play some NES. Get rid of that. We must maintain the perfection of this town. Even if it still needs more flowers. Oop. Got that too. I kind of like that the audio of the crickets actually transcends singular acres. There's not a lot of things that are like that in this game. It does seem to be very rigidly structured to the acres. So when something like that, or like the cicadas kind of works out, it's just sort of pleasant. Ooh, free bells. Yes, please. I'll take 1,000 bells. Not much here. And Crazy Red's gonna be here tomorrow. That's exciting. Means we might finally get some paintings for our museum. And it needs them kind of desperately. Come on, gyroid. Yeah! It's a Mega Nebuloid. I think we already have one of those, actually, but I shall take it all the same. I'm running out of inventory space, in that I've run out of inventory space. There still should be 2 gyroids around. Really got to pay attention to where the water hits the beach. It's really easy to just miss stuff that's buried there. Just because it doesn't look quite like there's an X there to dig. If they're in the lake. Or up here. I miss the beetles. We can make so much profit every night just by finding beetles, and now we can't. And we still don't have the next tier of items from the bank. Okay, there's another thing we got. Unfortunately, we are running out of space. Okay, well, we know where that is, so I'm going to run home. Plop a fossil outside my door, too, just in case we run to the other one. And we'll go back for it. That sounds like a plan. I don't need that many, so I'll drop that there. Can't get rid of what we have, so I'll drop that there. Now I've got some space. Alright. Oop, clean that up a little. Go, 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 go. Come on, something cool. A tall sputnoid. I think we have a couple of those, although those might be quasoids because like half the gyroids are all like space themed. They kind of just bleed together a little bit. Fossil. Had a feeling. Just knew there was going to be another fossil. And it doesn't look like there's a digging spot there, so we're missing... Oh, is this it? Yay! Tall Sproid. Fortunately, none of those are the mythical Droploid that we're missing. Still, let's see what they do to the aural soundscape that is our basement. With a moon, because why not? That sounds like a rubber band. I don't think so. What we got for the last one? I think I like the green short spletoid, or nebuloid, or whatever, better than the blue one. Alright, well we got some time yet. Let's play some Cuckooland. Because Cuckooland's a neat game. It's kind of like a combination of Pac-Man and an art program. Go around collecting Zelda coins to make a picture while not getting eaten by everything. And this version, or rather the version of Cuckooland that you can find in Animal Crossing that isn't specifically this version, sometimes called Cuckooland D, is actually kind of interesting because it was a, I believe, Famicom Disk System port of an arcade version of this that had different, much more difficult levels. And you could only get that by paying attention to the Animal Crossing official website back in the day when this was coming out. Because one of their like daily updates just gave you hints on like codes that you could put in to unlock stuff like this. So it's pretty clear it's a heart we're trying to make, and boom, beat the level. It's not an overly complicated game, but it's not a bad game by any means. It's a pretty solid little NES thing. I still don't even think it's the best NES game in Animal Crossing, but still, it's one of the better ones for sure. I think this would have been a cool game with like a level editor, but it never got one. Which is unfortunate because stuff like Excitebike got it. It looks kind of like a submarine, maybe? Whoa, you don't want to be caught in there. That freezes them. Grab that. Now, if I recall, you do have a way to defend yourself as well. Although that is how not to use it. It's weird though because it like uses left and right relative to your character to control their hands to grab these things, as opposed to like a relative direction control. It's more of an absolute one, which kind of throws me off every time I play this game. So I think we can finish this level up. And the fact you can't just like completely turn when you want or not. But that's at least a little bit of Cuckooland. I think I did some for Pirate Gaming at one point. You can find that at some point if you're more interested in more Cuckooland. I should probably try and do Cuckooland D at some point, though. I'm just gonna go set this to Old Faithful. Because, I mean, it's our theme song. Anyway, that has been a day of treasure hunting while I'm fairly exhausted. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, follow the stream to know when we go live, because we do this every single night. Sometimes with more treasure hunting, sometimes with less, but it's always Animal Crossing. You might also want to check out and subscribe to my YouTube channel to see everything else I do. And it's a lot of stuff. It's over 1,000 videos at this point, and not just Animal Crossing videos, but pretty much any kind of game you can think of, and tons I'm sure you can't, because I just play a lot of weird stuff. But it's always interesting to learn something. And if you really want to make my day, check out the show's PayPal or Patreon. Support the show any way you can so that I can continue to do what I do best, which is be really bad at Cuckooland and not find whatever the hell Quetzal buried. That's going to haunt me for a while, I think. But you'll get yourself on the Discord where we can talk about awesome things like how awesome Cuckooland is and how there's an exclusive version in Animal Crossing. Because, seriously, no one talks about that. Maybe I should review that at some point. Something to think about, I suppose. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Peace out, Internet.